a guy who just penalty kills with the best of them out there. And again, we haven't seen everybody in the league, but Captain Cody might be one of the best penalty killers in the entire league. And he's a guy who can get shorthanded goals. He gets the puck out of there, and he knows when to go and when not to go. And he's always going down and digging the puck out, and just doing all the things that you need to do for a penalty killer out there for Captain Cody. What do you think about Cody, and what do you think we need to see from him? And good leadership as well in the second semester.
I think he's done everything they needed him to do, whether it's leadership on and off the ice. He really knows how to keep the team together. We've seen it a lot on the bus trips there. He really knows how to keep everyone in focus and keep them in line. And he does an excellent job on the ice, stays well composed, especially on the penalty kill, like you said. Probably one of the best out there. Gotten a couple shorthanded goals there. Just really knows how to spark the offense and the rest of the team. So I think that's really going to help them out in the stretch. And, even the 5-on-5, he really knows how to dig deep and, get that puck moving and help out the rest of the teammates.
I think this is the first time we used dig deep in this video series. And
I don't even like using that term a whole lot.
The coaches got it into us.
They got it into us. That's probably the first time I think I've used it. But he just really knows how to play the full 60 minutes, and that's something a lot of the players need to realize.
Jordan McDonald will be the next player here, and he's a guy who makes the moves out there, and we get to be up in the gondola, so way up high on top of the Onyx, so we get to see a lot more of how plays develop, and he's out there when the plays develop, but it's just for whatever reason he struggles to score goals. He has a lot of stuff. He has great potential, but it's just not all coming together. He's one little step away from really being a guy that we can count on for goals.
Yeah, he always seems to find himself alone a lot of times when he's trying to make those plays. If he's splitting the defense all alone, there's usually someone trailing behind him. And not to blame those players, but it kind of affects his game. He's got good speed. He's got good hands. He's really strong moving the puck. And especially through the neutral zone. He knows how to get a pass and keep it on a stick. And a lot of guys will lose it in their feet or keep it behind them, but he knows how to scoop it around from his feet or from behind him and move it in front of him and keep that puck moving across the blue line. Yeah,
Tom Mullen. Let's talk about Tommy Mullen. He's a big physical guy. He can certainly do a couple things out there. I kind of lump him in with Jim Moran as a forward who's struggling out there a little bit. So what do you think about Mullen and Jim Moran? You want to see both those guys get going. Certainly, they do bring different things in terms of Moran's able to do some checks out there. Mullen's able to hit. He's a physical player if he's given a chance. So if they're able to both be able to do that, that means that's going to be good for Oakland.
Yeah, Tom Mullen and Moran, they both need to move their feet a little better, a little more cleanly along the ice surface. I mean, they both can check well. They're both pretty. Mullen's a little more physical than Moran, but Moran was also known for completing his checks and keeping clean on the body, whether it's open ice or along the boards. And I thought that was something he kind of slipped away from as the semester closed out. And Mullen as well. He's only played 7 games and with minimal ice time due to healthy scratches and non-healthy scratches, and that has affected him overall. But I think if he just gets that chance, maybe if he works a little harder in practice, I don't know what the case is there. But I think if he just gets the opportunity to get some ice time when he's playing and just show the coaches what he's got.
Yeah, now let's talk about here, as we just finished up our forwards, let's talk about the coaching staff here. Let's start up from the assistants up to the head coach here. That's Gordy Shuffler, the man that's up there with us in the gondola and high atop all the road buildings here, running Steve. He does a great job at it. He sees a lot of things, and we've learned so much more from Gordy by him saying things, even with people telling us certain things that certain people do. We learned so much from Gordy, get to know the game, and we get to really see things in a different light when we're doing our talking. So Gordy's helped out a lot. So he's been a tremendous asset this year.
Yeah, while I was running the Steve out there, you can hear him shouting things, to the ice and trying to shout it to the players, whether they can hear him or not. But we can hear him, so it helps us a lot too, especially to know whether or not the players should have done that or shouldn't have done that. Yeah. And I mean, if there's something we're unsure of, whether or not if that's what the coaches exactly wanted to have happen, he sometimes is able to help us, clean that up. But I think it's really helped Steve. It helps, even them, especially him as well, to see, because he's always been up there observing, throughout the games, and now that he's got this video device, he can show the players, in the intermissions, like, he should have done that, or you did this well. And they work really hard, and he did the off-season program, the workouts and stuff like that. He's really helped them with their dietary plan, especially. And you can tell they're working hard, and they're trying to stick with the players and trying to better the team.
And we even get to use the Steva camera to record stuff like this for everybody out there. So exactly. We run the show with Steva, I guess.
Yeah, it helps out a lot for both of us, them and us.
And it's good. The other thing about that is it's good when we see something and all of our hands kind of go up like this, and then Gordy's goes up too, because we all see the exact same thing. So that's really good because we're learning so much, like I said. Moving on to J.R. Dunn, he does the defense. What's weird is I asked a couple of the freshmen here, and I said, what do you know about the whistle? And I have no idea about the whistle. J.R. Dunn is the whistle, and that just kind of shocked me because he's always out there with his whistle. But side note here, random side note that we mentioned here on the program. But J.R. Dunn, he knows his stuff out there. I think he's doing a good job with the defense. Obviously, it's tough because he's been dealt some blows, obviously, with certain guys not being here, so he's had to readjust his defensive plan. He's had some guys not pan out the way that they should have panned out on defense, but so far I think he's doing a good job with what he has. I know that there's been some frustrations because of the 7-8 and whatever record, 7-8 and 4, and there's frustrations on the defensive end, there are frustrations on our end, but that's just going to happen when you're with the same group of people for so long.
Yeah, he's with the same group of people for so long, but he's only got a couple seniors to work with. Rank, he's got Samp. He's only got a couple there, and he's really trying to get these guys working, get these younger guys in the blue line to really understand the game a lot better, what to do, what not to do, and, just trying to make sure that everyone's working together, playing as a unit, and they got the defensive pairings out there, and that's why they're called defensive pairings, work together, help each other out on the blue line and in your own zone, work the puck along the boards behind the net and try and, get it cleared out into the neutral zone.
Now, final assistant here, and that's Jeremy Backus. He's a guy that is, when he first came on, everyone says, he's just the offensive genius. He just knows a lot. I know I've had very few conversations with him about the offense, and he knows his stuff, and you can't help but respect him. He's a guy who's played in the CCHA at Lake State. He knows what it takes. He could have went at a higher level, but he's certainly an asset, and we're certainly so lucky to have a guy with his experience there that can say, this is what I went through, guys. And again, I just love to have him there because it's certainly a good asset to have, and he's a guy that he knows his stuff offensively. He can tell you the X's and O's. He knows when the forwards aren't doing the things that they're doing that they should be doing, and he's certainly a great resource to use out there to help the guys out there up front.
Yeah, you can see him a lot, especially on the bench, talking to players, in between shifts and stuff like that. Really knows his stuff, especially what you've been telling me and other people have been telling me with his experience overall, on different hockey levels that he's played at. And, you can definitely tell that he's working hard as well, trying to get these forwards to do exactly what he needs them to do and what he wants them to do to better the team, as a whole. There's 5 guys in the ice and then your goaltender. So you want to make sure everyone's helping each other out, trying to get points at the same time, trying to be conservative and responsible with the puck. And you can definitely tell with his experience and his ability as a player and as a coach. He really knows. You can tell he's trying to work with these players to get them going.
He's so good he doesn't even need Steve-O.
Exactly. And, whether we have it there, so maybe it's just there to help us. But
just for us two idiots.
Yes, for us two idiots. But it's helping everybody, and especially a guy like him with or without Steve-O, he helps a lot.
Finally, let's talk about the boss, Sean Hogan, head coach here. He's a guy who... he gets to pick these guys. I know he takes a lot of heat in various areas. Some valid, some not valid. But again, we talk to him, and we see the same stuff that they see. We understand where he's coming from, and it's really good that to have a head coach, because in sports you don't get a head coach that's as open as he is about stuff. And even though we'll never go on the air with any of the stuff that he tells us, but he's just such a valuable resource, and he lets us be able to get an insight and see what more to do.
Yeah, him along with the other 3 guys, especially Hogan, he definitely, he loves to, explain, okay, well, that's not what I wanted to have happen. I wanted this to happen, or that's exactly how I wanted to happen, and it worked out perfect. And he knows exactly what he wants, and, you can tell he's working hard, even talking to him before and after games, you can tell it takes a toll on him just as much as it does the players, emotionally and even physically, because you can tell sometimes he's just, he's tired, or you can tell he's working really hard with the team on and off the ice. And like you said, there's times where all the coaches, they'll not value our input, but they'll definitely like to hear what we have to say, and they see it too, and we like to hear what they have to say and
see if we're wrong. And
exactly,
unfortunately, a lot of times, we're not wrong on certain things that I want to be wrong on.
Right, exactly. And they're open with, trying to explain to us, you're right, that's what we wanted, or you're wrong, this is what we really wanted. And it helps us, and it helps them, and it helps, almost everybody on the team to really see, what it takes for this team to get that W. And, Hogan's one of those guys that's really cooperative, and he's really good to work with.
And it's really scary, too, final thing here, Justin, that how much of the same page we're on with the coaches when we go talk to them about different things. It's really, I think that's scary because it's kind of changed as we've done this for a while, and we've seen what they're like, what they want and know, and they kind of know what we're looking out there for. So that's one of the things that's very, very interesting out there.
Right, and, as a whole, I think the coaches and the players, it helps us all, to just see what's going on, and they can talk about with it, and we can talk about with them. And I think that as the semester kind of closed out, it all kind of came together, and I think, as the new one starts, everyone can just start working from square one and see how it goes.
Yeah, and final thing here, you did mention the players too. It's good to be able to talk to both of them, the coaches and the players, to kind of get an insight from both sides. And we're able to get that. They talk to us about, this is what was supposed to happen here, or this, or no, you're wrong completely on this, or no, we agree with you on that, and we understand where you're coming from. So we get it. We get it out there both ways. So it works. So that's it, Justin. Cousineau here, Corey Hagood for our preseason before the second half wrap up here.